Hey folks, how y'all doing? Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. We're going to do the unboxing and the assembly of the Arrows RC 1100mm T-28 Trojan. Now, this has, as I said, 1100mm wingspan, or 43.3 inches. She's 36 inches long. She's got a 850 kV brushless motor on her, 40 amp ESC. She got 7 9-gram servo. She requires a 6-channel radio. Center of gravity is about 45 to 50 millimeters from the leading edge of the wing. She's got a 10x7 prop, and she runs on a 3S 2200. Now, with at least a 25C. Now, I'll be running a 2700 with a 30C or 35C discharge, but that's just me. I like them Hobby Star batteries. Alright, let's get her opened up. I did take this box off the top just to see, make sure everything was right in here, but I haven't taken any parts out, so let's do that now. Like I said, she's not a giant plane, 1100 millimeters, so you should not have to, once you get her get assembled, you should not have to take her apart. She's small enough where she should fit in almost any vehicle. Have a seat. Now the wing is one piece, so this little spar here is for your horizontal stabilizer. She's got a pinch foam hinge, and it looks like it is kind of shiny, so it's got some laminate in there. Manual's folded. Manual is folded. Shame on Arrows. Shame on any of the manufacturers who fold their manual. Hate that. Makes it hard to watch. Hard to read them. Now she does have a water slide decal. Just dreaming of a naked woman. You got one itty bitty bag of bolts. Looks like a Phillips head screwdriver and a 2mm hex drive will get it done. Got the single piece wing and smooth foam. This yellow is, watching the videos, this is in person, this is much brighter yellow than I thought it would be. And the foam does appear to, it's smooth, but it feels dry, if that makes any sense. It feels dry to me. This is, I think, if I remember right, 3-bladed scale prop. I believe these are the same as the old 11 hobby. I think Arrows has been rebranded from the old 11 hobby, which that happens a lot. Very nice, and this red on here is much more vibrant than what I was expecting. So. Alright, always check your coffin, your foam coffin, make sure you're not missing anything. Okay? And always keep up with your foam pieces. Very, very low part count here. Big shout out to Hobby Zone and Arrows RC sending me out this plane for review. I do appreciate it, and as part of my ongoing agreement with them, anytime I get any of their planes, I do an unboxing, assembly, and a radio setup video on everything they send me, and of course some maiden and fly it around. One thing I want to do, you've got nothing here. You've got your rudder's already hooked up for you. So the only hookup you're going to have is your horizontal stabilizer. And I'm going to need this whole bundle of wires here. Let me, I didn't pull a tool out. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Watch patiently as I go and grab the proper crimping tool, or not crimping tool, but cutting tool. Try not to cut any wires. Alright, that way I can all these wires are labeled for you. Okay, got your gear labeled, and one pigtail is not hooked up because obviously it's going to hook up to the nose gear. Your flaps are labeled, and your what would be the ailerons are not labeled. So flap obviously is going to go to flap, the one that's not labeled is going to go to ailerons, and the one that's gear is going to go to gear. So very, very simple. Let's grab our handy dandy plane stand. I like these. I get these. Unfortunately, I can't find these on Amazon anymore. They're on there once in a great while. But you can buy them as individual posts, or you can buy them as a pair, and you just put them together, and they're great because they're adjustable and light and fit easily on a workbench. Pilot. Looks a lot like an FMS pilot. I wonder why that is. Maybe FMS makes everything? I wonder. Okay. Now you've got your 40 amp speed controller, which is already hooked up, and you got your throttle is labeled. Okay. Rudder is obviously already wired in to the steerable nose gear, and then you've got your elevator labeled, and then you've got that big gaping hole. Hello. So, what does that tell you that you need to do? Put your body upside down, put it like that. And then you're going to want to fish. You're going to want to fish all that rat's nest through there. Go up there and grab that conglomeration, and then let that wing settle down into the saddle. And that is what it's called. It's called the wing saddle. And it almost stays in there by pressure fit. Always have this. I highly recommend these little magnetic trays. Take your little bag of goodies and empty into that magnetic tray. Okay? That way you don't lose your screws. Now, you're going to take your 4 long, these are 32 millimeter long machine screws. Okay? Looks like you get 1 extra, which is nice. Okay? And you're going to drop them into the obvious wing holes. Okay? 2 millimeter hex drive. Has a very obvious tightening spot. When you start seeing that plastic doubler here kind of starting to dent into the foam, stop. Stop right there. Tight enough. It would be nice if it had a very obvious stopping point, but I think it would just let me just keep tightening up and keep denting into the foam. Stop there. And even if you could, I don't know if you notice I'm doing it or not, go all the way to the bottom, and then kind of back off just about half a turn. And the reason you do that is you're allowing for foam expansion, heat. Alright, that is very much on there. Okay, so now we're going to take turn our attention to your elevator. You're going to have, looks like 2 little black machine screws. You have 2 of them. Phillips head. Go ahead and fish your wing spar through. Pay attention. This is where your control arm is for your 1 servo. Find the hole there. Fish that through. Now, real quick, a little pro tip. Whenever you're fitting foam, see this big plastic housing right here? And when you push this side in, sometimes it may not quite fit just right. Just go there, take your fingers, and just kind of smash the end. This is going to be underneath that doubler anyways. Okay? Do the other side. It's going to be inside the plastic. You're not going to be able to see it. But it's going to make that fit in there so much easier. Okay? And this is going to go like this. And once it fits through, this plastic is going to key into this here and makes the entire thing move. Remember, you always want to work your foam, baby. Work it, work it, work it. Slide that through, and it just makes that whole surface slide through there so much easier. Make sure it keys in together. And look at that. The whole thing moves. Grab your little Phillips head screwdriver, and little Phillips screws. And there's 2 obvious places right on the top that screws that in. And just put it down until it's flush. Okay, it's not going to come loose. Same thing on this side. Just where it's flush with the plastic. Don't go crazy. Okay, there you go. Now, what we have is the unboxing, the basic build. Let's go ahead, since this is a smaller model, I can stay away from that prop. Let's go ahead and put our prop on, just to show you. Your entire prop assembly is like this. You notice it has a hex configuration on the prop adapter. Looky right there, hex. So you're going to put that back on, or fit that on there. Take your prop, slide that on there. Take the front of the cowl of the thing, slide that on there. Screw. You do get an extra black screw, an extra wing bolt. Then you're just going to hand tighten this on. Okay. And there is the assembly of the Arrows T-28 1100mm Trojan. All right, we'll pause there and we'll come back and we'll put it. Ow! Ow! That hurt. Don't do that. All right, we'll come back and do the radio set next. Shout out to Hobby Zone for that, and eat some ice now. Be right back.